Tense exchange in Parliament. Keir Starmer responds strongly to Rishi Sunak's remarks. Full clip goes viral. Tensions flared in the House of Commons this week as a spirited exchange between Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer took centre stage during Prime Minister's questions, PMQs. A video clip of the moment has quickly gone viral, drawing widespread attention from the public, political analysts, and media outlets alike. While parliamentary debates often feature passionate discourse, this week's exchange stood out not for its policy revelations, but for its tone and intensity. The interaction has since sparked conversations about civility in politics, the strategic use of rhetoric, and how political leaders manage high-pressure moments in the public eye. The confrontation occurred during a debate over the government's economic strategy. As Keir Starmer pressed the Prime Minister on rising living costs and public service funding, Sunak responded with a pointed remark that appeared to touch a nerve. While the content of Sunak's statement adhered to the rules of parliamentary language, its sharp delivery and personal tone prompted an immediate reaction from the opposition benches and from Starmer himself. "People want answers, not clever lines," Starmer said, his voice noticeably tense. He went on to criticize what he called a disconnected approach to governance, suggesting that Sunak's remarks were more about deflection than meaningful dialogue. In a moment that surprised many observers, Starmer paused mid-speech, shook his head, and sat down early, refraining from using his remaining allotted time. Within hours, the exchange was clipped and circulated widely on social media platforms, including Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. The video, titled "Starmer Cuts PMQ's Response Short After Sunak's Jab," has racked up millions of views, with users debating who came out stronger in the clash. Supporters of the Labour leader praised his decision to disengage from what they described as political theatre, while Conservative backers argued that Sunak had effectively held his ground and exposed weaknesses in Labour's platform. Reactions across the political spectrum were varied but equally passionate. Labour MP Jess Phillips commented on X, formerly Twitter, "It's telling when the leader of the opposition has to pause a speech because the Prime Minister chooses provocation over policy." Meanwhile, Conservative MP James Daly offered a different perspective. "Politics isn't always polite, and Rishi Sunak did what many leaders fail to stand firm under pressure. These are challenging times, and people want to see resilience." Political editor Alex Fenton of the Daily Record noted that the moment illustrates how both parties are positioning themselves ahead of the next general election. "This wasn't just about a debate over the budget or social care," Fenton said. "It was a chance to show who can lead under scrutiny and how they choose to respond when the debate turns tense." While the viral video emphasizes the emotion of the moment, it's important to focus on the content itself. The discussion leading up to the exchange centered around inflation, NHS funding, and economic inequality. Sunak, defending his government's record, cited improvements in inflation rates and emphasized ongoing investments in health and infrastructure. Starmer, by contrast, argued that these statistics did not reflect the daily realities of working families. The Prime Minister's response, widely seen as the turning point in the interaction, referred to what he called Labour's lack of a clear plan. Delivered with force, the line appeared to frustrate the opposition leader, who briefly halted his response and allowed the moment to speak for itself. Some commentators have noted that both leaders are increasingly aware of how their actions are viewed online. PMQs has long been broadcast live, but with the rise of social media, individual moments are now clipped, remixed, and dissected by audiences far beyond the chamber. "This was performance politics at its sharpest," said Emma Wright, a media and communications lecturer at the University of Manchester. "Every word, every gesture, every pause, it's all carefully considered." Politicians now perform for two audiences, their colleagues in the room and the millions watching later on their phones. Online comments have ranged from disappointment to admiration. One viewer wrote, "It's sad to see debate reduced to jabs and walk-offs. We need leadership, not theatrics." Another user countered, "That was leadership choosing not to engage in nonsense and staying focused on the bigger picture." Polls conducted after the session show little immediate impact on public perception, but they do highlight a growing interest in the personal dynamics of political leaders. With an election likely within the next year, these moments may play a larger role in shaping voter opinion than some policy speeches. This high-profile exchange between Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer serves as a reminder of the shifting nature of political discourse in the UK. While the substance of policy remains central, the style and tone of delivery are increasingly under scrutiny not just by journalists and MPs, but by a public that consumes political content in clips and highlights. What's clear is that both leaders are aware of the stakes, and both are adapting to a media landscape that rewards clarity, composure, and sometimes confrontation. Do moments like this reveal the true character of our leaders, or are they just political theater? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next political deep dive. Thanks for watching.